John. It's nice to meet you. Thank you for coming in today. My name is Cheyenne, and I'll be the social worker working with you today.
It's nice to meet you.
So, John, I heard that, we're having a little bit of difficulty or problems right now. Could you just tell me a little bit about what's been going on?
Yeah, so a lot's been going on. I just lost my job for I don't even know how many times this has been now. I'm really stressed out and seem to be, upsetting my wife and, just feeling really anxious about everything and the uncertainty and
Yeah. All right. So it sounds like times are very uncertain for you right now, and you're just trying to figure the next steps out. Is that what you say is correct?
Yeah, I would say so, but it's like it's not my fault and like I keep losing jobs and it's things are just hard and I feel like I don't know, people don't understand.
Yeah. So, you say that people don't understand. Could you tell me a little bit more about what that means to you?
Like it's just hard. Like every day is hard and it feels like I'm constantly like going and there's so many things that need to be done and so many things running through my head all the time and then when I go to do something like I realize I need to do something else too and it's like things are building and building and building.
Uh, I can understand that how this might be difficult. It seems like you just have a lot going on, and it just seems like you don't have any downtime. Would you say, is that what's happening?
Yeah, I'd say
Mhm.
so.
Right. You did mention that you had a wife. Do you have any children?
No, no children. That's another thing that just doesn't really seem to be going right and like, my wife wants kids. Her name's Helena. She's great. We've been married for 2 years and she wants kids, but she doesn't want kids with me right now because I can't keep a job. And it's just aggravating and adding to the stress that I already feel every day.
Okay. Um, Now with your job, can you tell me what you have mostly been doing for work?
So I'm in IT. So my most recent job that I just lost, um, I was an IT specialist and um, a lot of computer work, um, constantly focusing on numbers and calculating things and working on computers and that's what pretty much all of my work experience is in.
Okay. And you said that you recently got fired. How recent was that?
Um, a week and a half ago now.
Okay. And did they give you any specific reason as to why they were firing you?
Yeah, my attendance isn't very good and like I said, it's not my fault. I have all these other things that I need to do before I leave the house. I have all these things I need to make sure are okay before I leave the house and I'm always trying to make sure that my wife is okay and there's just so many things going through my head and I'm find it very difficult to leave on time for work or going at all. sometimes I just get so overwhelmed that I call off.
Okay. So you're saying that it takes you a while to get out of the house in the morning and can you tell me a little bit about your routine before you get to work?
So I get ready for the day. I shower in the morning. I get ready, and um, I'll start heading out the door, and then I'll get distracted thinking about, oh, did I leave any lights on? Did I leave anything plugged in that shouldn't be plugged in? Um, did I change the laundry over that I switched over? Just little things that, you know, seem little in the moment, but then become bigger and bigger, and just trying to make sure that everything's okay before I leave, and nothing will happen while I'm gone.
Yeah, I it sounds like that might be a little frustrating for you.
It's frustrating after the fact. I'm not really thinking about it in the moment until I'm like, okay, I'm late for work, or okay, well, now I don't even have time to make it to work, so why even bother going in? And that's when it really becomes frustrating. It's not really frustrating in the moment. It's more just the wheels are turning, and it's something that I'm so used to doing all the time that it's like I'm going through the motions, and yeah, it just seems normal in the moment.
Yeah. Would you how much time would you say that it takes you to actually get out of the house once you start having these thoughts and like double checking everything?
Sometimes it can be like 20 minutes, half an hour. Sometimes it can be a couple hours, and I'll check, make sure that one thing's okay. And then I'll sit down at the table and I'll start thinking about other things that I need to check before I leave. And, so I just become overwhelmed. And
Okay. Yeah, and how long would you say this has been going on? And would you say that it's been like affecting you?
um, it's been going on since I can remember. I mean,
Okay.
this has been impacting me since out of high school. I'm 33 years old now, and you know, I joined the military right out of high school, and um, couldn't make it there either, and uh, yeah, pretty much got, I'll say, kicked out. You know,
Yeah.
the I'm not sure what the term to use for that would be, but I was discharged. I was discharged, and
Okay.
um, I couldn't make it there. And I mean, so that's going back to when I was 20 years old.
Okay. So it sounds like this has really been affecting your would you say day to day?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I can't imagine how hard this might be on you to try to figure everything out in the day. And then you're saying that you're having difficulty with your wife because it's affecting your relationship with her. Is that correct?
Yeah, we've been married for 2 years now. She's 2 years younger than me, and um, I feel like if I don't do something, she's gonna leave me. We're gonna end up getting
Yeah.
a divorce.
Yeah.
She wants a family, and I've I feel like in her eyes, I can't even take care of myself and her right now.
Okay. Um, yeah, that must be really difficult for you. And I just want to know a little bit more about your history with this. Um Do you know anybody else in your family that has struggled with similar like issues?
Uh, Yeah, I would say my mother, who I'm the closest with and always have been, you know, growing up, everything had to be perfect. I grew up in a household with three other brothers and a father who worked a lot, and my mother always made sure that um dinner was on the table at a certain time. Everything was clean, everything was in place. Um, things just needed to be perfect.
Yeah. Okay. So, so your mother, do you see yourself relating in that way to your mom?
I think so. I think there's definitely some similarities there.
Okay.
I feel like as the caretaker, the man in the relationship, like I need to be the one that makes sure everything is good, everything is okay.
Yeah. Now, so you mentioned that this is affecting your work and your relationship. Is there any other times in the day that you would say this is affecting you?
Yeah, I don't think it ever really stops. I think um for instance, if my wife and I are going to go out and enjoy dinner, or we have plans with friends, it takes a while for us to get out of the house because I am concentrating on making sure everything is perfect, making sure we don't leave
Okay.
anything on. There's been quite a few times where um, we just haven't been able to make it to plans.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, so it really does sound like that your day to day is really affected by this need to double check and double, maybe triple check, and these thoughts just keep coming, and then you have to like make sure that you see them through.
Yeah,
Okay. Um, Now would you say that there are certain times where these thoughts and feelings are worse in the day, or do you feel like it's just like constant?
I feel like it's constant.
Okay. Okay. And on a scale from 1 to 10, 1 being like not at all and 10 being like really bad, how would you rate or say that your relationships are affected?
I would say I would say about a 7 or 8. It's pretty high up there.
Okay. Now, would that be the same for work and your personal relationship with your wife and your family?
I think it's impacting my personal relationships a little bit more because,
Okay.
my wife relies on me a little
Yeah.
bit more heavily.
All right. 7 out of 10 is really high. It sounds like it's really affecting you a lot.
Yeah.
All right. Um, is there has there been anything recently in your life that has come up that you think maybe um has affected you a little more, or um really brought these like feelings to the forefront? I know that you mentioned that like it's been since you were in high school, but has there been any significant life events that have occurred?
I think just watching everybody around me like move forward in their relationships and their lives and solidify things has made me more frustrated and agitated at the fact that I haven't been able to do that yet.
Okay. Yeah, that must be frustrating seeing, wanting this family with your wife and wanting to build something, but seeing everybody else kind of achieving that.
Yeah.
Um, would you hmm, have you ever been have you ever seen a doctor or anybody else for these feelings and thoughts that you've had? Have you ever like been like diagnosed or seen a therapist?
No, never.
Okay. All
This is
right.
kind of the first step for me.
Yeah. And it's a good step, being open to trying this out and, seeing what I can do. Um, and I do have to ask, do you are you taking any substances? Are you using alcohol or any drugs?
So I smoke cigarettes, definitely a lot more when I'm stressed. Um,
Okay.
and lately I've been kind of drinking more than I'd like to.
And how many would you say that you would have in a day? How many drinks
If it's
when
a
you're
bad
stressed?
day, I'll probably drink like 4 or 5 beers, and
Okay.
if not, then maybe like one, just to kind of
Okay.
take the edge off.
Uh, stressed. Then, and how many days in, has this been recent that you've started to drink more?
Yes, it has.
Okay. All right. Okay. Um, and have you found that that's been affecting any of your relationships as well?
I know that I don't think that my wife likes it.
Okay. All right. And how does drinking like make you feel? I know you said it takes the edge off, but how does it make you feel in these
Um,
situations?
Makes me feel good in the moment, but then after it doesn't really make me feel great.
Okay. Um, so it really, so just to kind of summarize everything that we've talked about here, it seems like um, you're struggling day to day with um, these thoughts and these needs to double check, triple check before you leave the house, before you go anywhere. And you've said that it's affected your relationship, especially with your wife. Is that correct so far?
Yes.
Okay. And you would say that, it's you have started to drink more regularly to help with these feelings that you're having about your wife and the situations of needing to double check. Is that also correct?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it seems like we have a really good start for, the work that we're going to do together. Um, I would like to see you again before we, evaluate you. It right now it's kind of sounding to me like an obsessive compulsive disorder, but I want to know a little bit more about you and get a better understanding before I fully make any decisions and we make a plan to go ahead.
Okay.
Is that something that you would be willing to do and set up with me?
Yeah, I would be willing to do that.
Well, I appreciate you, John, for coming in and, letting me get to know you. Are there any questions that you have for me?
Not at this time, no.
Right. So if you're comfortable, we'll set up a next appointment
Okay.
and I will see you again soon.
All right. Sounds good.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.
All right. Hi, John.